Jarrett Allen is staying a Cavalier. Jarrett Allen just signed a 3-year, $91 million extension to stay with the Cavaliers. I am very happy they did this because all the reports that were coming out about the Cavs might trade Jarrett Allen along with basically everybody on the team besides Evan Mobley. But I am happy that they stuck with the players they have and they're going to hopefully build off, the season that they had last season and add more players. Because Jarrett Allen was so important to that team. And when he got hurt, it was a completely different team. They needed him. They need him. And I love the duo of him and Evan Mobley. Because, part of the reason as to why I thought the rumors were circulating is that they wanted to focus more on Evan Mobley being the star center and building around him. But I feel like Jarrett Allen fit well alongside Evan Mobley. And again, his importance to that team, went under the radar. If you were watching the Cavs, you know the difference when he was there versus when he was out. He's just a really solid center. He does a lot of things well. And one of the things I love about him, which I've talked about before, is that he's not afraid to get dunked on. So what I mean by that is, he will go up and try to block anybody's shot anytime he thinks he has a chance to block it. And sometimes that leads to him being on somebody's poster. But I love that because at least he's trying to block the shot and trying to win the game. He doesn't care that he ends up being on a low light, technically. Because guess what? Half the time, he's actually blocking your shot and he gets a highlight out of it. If he didn't try at all, it would be 0. The player would score. So half the time, he's saving your team points. So that's what I really like about him trying to go for block shots. Because other players, if you just get out of the way, what's the point? And he just had one of his best seasons last year. And it does feel like Jarrett Allen has been in the league forever. But he really isn't that old. I don't think he's older than 26, 27. So what does this mean for the Cavs? Well, you have a lot of solid players on the team. Donovan Mitchell's a star. You have Evan Mobley, who's an up-and-coming star. You have Darius Garland. You have Jarrett Allen. You have Karis LeVert. There's a bunch of talent on the roster. So to me, now it's just figuring out what player they could add to the team to make them contenders, which they want to be. Now, I think it's obvious that the position that they need to target for a star, potentially, would be the wing position. Now, I'm a big Karis LeVert fan. I love his game. I think Isaac Okoro had a very good season last year. But you need to have, or they want to have rather, someone obviously it's not possible, but LeBron, Kevin Durant, Paul George, Jason Tatum, you want one of those wing players because they are so versatile, and the ones that are some of the best are usually two-way players and they're tall, athletic. And so these are the type of players you want on your team, and that type of player obviously would help the Cavs probably reach their contender goals. I'm not saying they would necessarily win a championship if they added, let's say, Jason Tatum. Obviously it's not possible, but they would at least be a contender in most people's minds. It'd be funny if they traded back for Lauri Markkanen. Obviously they're not going to do that because that doesn't make sense because they have Evan Mobley. But that would be kind of funny because he has been a breakout star. They're going to have to look at the trade market. I'm not sure who is going to be available. Somebody always is. But at this moment, I'm not sure which wing player is going to be available for them to trade for who is of, star caliber. If you go to the free agent class, there is, LeBron has a player option, but LeBron, Cleveland, I didn't even think about that, but LeBron, Cleveland, there's always that connection. I don't think he's going back to Cleveland though, but it is funny because you automatically say LeBron's not going to Cleveland, and then you're wait a minute. He's from Cleveland. He's played there a bunch of times, twice obviously. So he does have connections there. But for example, Jimmy Butler has a player option. I feel like he would be a nice fit on this team, but one, is he going to decline his player option with Miami? And 2, do the Cavs want him? Does that work for them? I don't know if they're trying to get Jimmy Butler, but I do know that he definitely brings toughness to the team, and he does a lot of things right, especially in the playoffs. Playoff Jimmy. Oh, you know who they could actually target? Brandon Ingram, he's been on the trading block recently. I know like the reports have died down, but supposedly they still don't want to give him that, you know, max extension that he wants. Obviously we don't know if that's 100% true, but the reports are they are not going to give the max extension. And so Brandon Ingram, wing player, hello, perfect. And Brandon Ingram fits the timeline. Like, he's young enough where they have a couple of years to get it right. And so actually, that's not a bad pickup. Honestly, Brandon Ingram is probably the best available right now, and maybe the best available all year. I don't know. But like, Brandon Ingram is talented. Listen, like, that's not a bad pickup. So maybe if I'm the Cavs, I'm targeting Brandon Ingram, and I'm just trying to go all in and like try to get somebody else in the deal and just figure it out from there. The Pelicans got a ton of talent, so maybe you can get somebody else from them as well. I doubt they're going to give up, you know, Trey Murphy or Herb Jones. Obviously, none of those players are going to be on the table. But maybe they can get somebody else from the Pelicans.